Hey, good morning. Welcome back to another pipeline trading video. Hope you guys had a great long weekend to all you Americans. And today I'm just going to cover some quick things that I'm seeing. So, one of the things I was reading over the weekend was the Buffett Indicator. Because a lot of people right now are saying the market's going to crash and it's going to be a doomsday type of theme out there because Buffett's sitting on 400 billion cash. Now, what's interesting is if you look during these times, Buffett typically underperforms against the S&P 500. Uh, that's one of the indicators, meaning the market can continue to rip higher. So make sure that however you're playing this market, you're leaving the door open for the run while hedging and maybe buying puts as a hedge against your positions and leave yourself enough time so that in that event you will be able to still get out and make money if it does turn. And I'll leave that in your hands. But that's one of the things I'm going to cover is where we are in the markets, what it looks like. There's a few things that I've been paying attention to with oil, the bonds, BM&R, Bitcoin, ETH, the typical stuff I've been covering. The semiconductors are looking like it still wants to go up. This is insane on how much of a run it's had. And again, this is perfect with the whole saying where the markets can be irrational longer than you can be Sullivan. This is a perfect example. If you're shorting this, you're getting killed right now. Oil is also showing that the markets are at a potential point where we can see a massive rip higher. And if you look at the 18-year cycle that I've been talking about, there is, when the top happens, nobody sees the top because the euphoria is so big. If this plays out the way I've drawn it in for the last week, and we just broke the 50, which is showing we're going to have to see, do we get above the 50, or if it holds the 50 as resistance, then this is most likely making its leg down, and we will see oil back at 70 or the 60s a barrel. And if that happens, the market will continue to go higher. We're seeing gold pretty much do nothing from where we've last discussed it. Couldn't make its next leg down here, find support, could even come all the way down here. We don't know yet. And this is something, again, that's just chopping down. But the fact that it's chopping down like this is more bullish. We just don't know where the bottom is going to be. So keep an eye on that. It is holding key levels. And look out to see if we get above the 50-day and the 10 crosses a 20. And then that means that we should be going up from there. If we go to Bitcoin, again, Bitcoin's really interesting. So to me, right now, this is more of a bearish. Like, I've been very bearish on it. Doesn't mean that you can't trade here to here or, see if it holds here support to make another leg up. But for me, if it were holding here support, you could go along with a tight stop. If it got up here, it would be more of a short play. But this is really interesting that we're holding above the 20. Now, why is that interesting? Right now, there's a lot of fair value gaps. There's a big order block up here. And the longer that this is basically chopping here, we have big accumulation. So the question is, are we going back up here before coming down? Or are we going to come down before going and ripping up higher? Because a lot of people are saying with the new Fed chair, they're cutting interest rates at the year end, that this is going to be a face ripping rally. I don't know. Typically, when I hear things like that, I'm thinking the opposite because, yeah, we are seeing this hold, but we're not really seeing the volume and liquidity pick up yet. If we do get above the 50-day and the 10 crosses through, then yeah, I would say that you can have some sort of a rally like we did here, right? Nothing huge though. I'm not in the camp of seeing anything massive. We need to break above here, okay, in order for this whole bearish setup to be invalid. That's my take on it. Do what you will on that. If I go to ETH to me looks more bearish than Bitcoin. For the simple reason, I'm going to show you right now. We broke out of the bear flag. And if you're wondering what are all these lines, I'll explain them. This was the original bear flag drawn in for months. This right here, this diagonal line, is connecting the lows from the last two. So my whole thing is, if I had to see where I would be a buyer if ETH continued to go to the downside, I would start accumulating at about 1651 to 1739. This could have been right here. This one big wick that we had up, that we've created this bullish momentum to the upside, we could get a test back down to 1736 and that's it. Or it might wick here but close above here, and that might be the bottom for ETH. So again, I don't like to predict where the markets are going because that's never going to work out well. And we're at a key level because right now we are holding, you could see the 10-day as resistance. And this is on the daily chart. We have a big order block. We broke out of the Gaussian channel. Can we get back up? Yep. But if this turns red, this is most likely going to make another leg down here. Doesn't mean it has to go all the way down here. But the measured move from this bear flag brings us all the way down to 1,442 area. Now, there are some people thinking that we're going to go to 1,000. And I'm not in the camp of saying we are most likely going to go to 1,000. I think that's a longer shoot. But I also know better through experience that the moment you think it can't go that low and your narrative is there's no way it's going that low, that's dangerous. So there is a possibility we could go lower, but based off of the measure move, you won't know that until we get down to these levels. And then we see how price action is. We see how it acts with support, resistance, and the moving averages. So it's way too early to make any prediction like that. And anybody that is, don't listen to them. This is just to give you what I'm trying to do is I'm not going to tell you it's going to boom. I'm not going to tell you it's going to bust. I'm telling you what I'm watching, why I'm watching it. Most importantly is why. Why am I watching it? That's going to give you the insight to make better decisions because then you could go to the lower time frames and you can see at these levels how it reacts on the lower time frames for you to make a play on a swing trade. So I'm watching this right now to see, are we going to come back down? And if I look at the order, the open interest, we are skewed on the open interest to go down potentially to 1650. But if I go to the lower time frame on the 5-minute, because this is what I trade, we're going to see how this plays out. We had a really good run. If we don't get above this right here to go up, we should see resistance at 2164. If we don't break above here, then there's a very good chance we're going to come back down. But again, it's still too early to tell. If I look at BMNR, look at this. You know, I put the short on last week above around here. I'm up about 5%. But if this right now continues to go up, then I'll cover my short, knowing that there's a potential for us to get back into the bear flag zone and go to about 1958. And then depending upon how we get there, maybe I'll add the short again. And I still have not sold cover calls. I've been holding and waiting for this something to happen on the upside for me to do the cover calls. HIVE now, this is looking really good. So I've been covering this for a while, and HIVE is doing exactly what I thought it would do. We're going to see how it handles this line right here at 450, which is a diagonal line that has been from this whole area. This diagonal line goes all the way back to 22. You can see here we broke above it. I traded this all the way up, and I even held a little longer than I wanted because I was thinking that this was a wave 1, 2, 3, and I thought this would be wave 4, and we're going to get the run. The fact that we never had this, I actually started unloading my position. I did sell some up here. I sold some over here. I sold some over here because what you'd want to see for us to continue the rally is we broke above this diagonal line to the downside all the way back in 22. You could see right here on this first part how we held it as support. Theoretically, after holding this as support, we should have made a new high. And the fact that we didn't make a new high is when I got very cautious and started putting in my risk management plan on how I'm going to get out of it. The moment we broke the 50, I started unloading. And I did keep a small position to see if we were going to get any type of bounce up here. And the moment we failed over here, I was out. And it was a good call. Now, if you were to ask me, well, if I would have just sold up here, I would have made more money. But the thing is, again, you have to have a plan. That's why if you're taking profits, right here, you should be adding, adding, and then taking profits up here. Fail here, take profits. Fail here, take profits on your bigger position. That's how you would have played this. So you could have took some up here, but where you want to start really unloading the majority of it is when it breaks this level right here. Okay. So now looking at this, you could see support. I was hoping we were going to get a pullback so that I could see this type of accumulation and then buy in there, which I don't know if I'm going to get the opportunity, but we're going to see. This might just actually rip all the way to 636. And it does that, and it does it fast and quick. So my game plan for HIVE is if I can get in, I'm not going to chase this because it's a gap up. I want to see how it acts, get support. I would be looking to go, my plan was to go long around this level, 318. And then how I would play this is at about 680, if we get up to this level and we start acting like we did here, I would put my short on. So that's how I'm playing HIVE. If you already missed this run, don't chase it. You're better to see a pullback accumulate, let it give you an opportunity to buy in, and then maybe there'll be a continuation rally. Intel, we're going to see, does Intel make a new high? Because this is another one that's setting up for a really good short, in my opinion, because I think Intel has the potential of going to 140. But we won't know that till we see how it acts above here. If we go up here and volume dies off and we fail, then I would be looking to play this to the short side. But you got to be careful because, like I said, this market can continue to rally. And if it does, it's not going to be good. Tesla, we're going to see Tesla's looking decent to go and fill and potentially go up to 476. So how I have Tesla was I was looking at a potential short at 442 to 447, depending upon how we act here. Or if we did, I don't like chasing it, right? I want to see stronger volume. They have the IPO coming out with SpaceX, which is going to be really good. But I don't want to. The Like I said, the point to enter on Tesla was right here. It was $3.99. In the middle is not how I play it. I won't trade that. It did its measured move. It's come down. I want to see how it acts at these levels. Because if we do not make a new high, for me, I would rather play this to the short side after it makes its move. Because my probabilities of me being successful on it are way greater than me chasing this to the upside, something coming out and it falls apart. That's why I won't chase it. Because if we also go to the 10-year, the 10 years come down, which is good. So now we have to see, how does it hold? Are we going to hold the 20? Are we going to hold the 50? There's a lot of volume over here in orders, I should say, not volume, order blocks. And if we chop like this and we hold, there's a good chance we're going to go to 480 first stop. If we break and take all this out, then we could come back down to 4. If that were to happen, guys, the market would absolutely rip. And again, I'm not a psychic. So all I'm watching is these levels to see, are we going to hold? If we hold this channel that we broke out, this wedge, theoretically, we should be holding this level right here at 441. It shouldn't break 441 with conviction. And if it does, and the volume picks up and we see this come down, then we know that the rates are going to go a lot lower, right? If it breaks the 50 and these cross, there's a good chance you're going to get a move like this, which would be good for the market. But if it holds here, then we're probably going to go to the upside, which is going to be bad for the market. So if you found videos like this helpful, guys, please support the channel, like, subscribe, hit the bell notifications, leave the comments below. As always, stay disciplined, trade with intention, and God bless you all. Make it a great day.